Mpumalanga has had difficulties of parallel structures, and the national officials have resolved that all the national officials will visit the three regions of Mpumalanga to listen to the membership of Umkhonto weSizwe, interact with the provincial detachment, and come out of the province with single leadership and affirmed leadership that has been appointed to say that this then becomes the program of action on how we collectively move forward. The era of fragmentation in Mpumalanga should and will come to an end.
Welcome everyone to another epic episode. Welcome to Newzeluchi, a political channel that talks about politics. I'm your host, Zuma Umshuluzi, and I welcome you to please join me as we'll be having this great discussion about the MK party in Mpumalanga. Seems like finally the MK party president Jacob Zuma has went there in Mpumalanga to address the factions and the divisions that are happening there personally. So personally, the MK party president Jacob Zuma goes there to meet with the leadership. So there was an arrangement that was made whereby President Jacob Zuma needed to go there and to address the division, as I've said. But what is so interesting is that there were some rumors that were heard saying that the members then in Mpumalanga will disrupt the meeting because of wanting to address their grievances. And the MK party president decided to meet first with the leadership, especially Mary Phadi, to address her situation. And they've given this media statement for the public to see about this meeting that the MK party president Jacob Zuma had with Mary Phadi. So Mary Phadi, we know that, when comrades of the MK party, they meet their president, they love to take pictures, right? And now the picture after the meeting was seen circulating around the social networks, and the MK party now needed to clarify things and to drop this letter here, which reads as follows. The statement of the provincial detachment of Umkhonto weSizwe Party in Mpumalanga, date 1 April 2025. The Umkhonto weSizwe Party in Mpumalanga wishes to address recent developments concerning the internal affairs of the organization and the ongoing effort to restore unity and discipline within the province. I think this is so long overdue because, this thing has been happening since from last year until to date, the division there in the MK party, as we know that many of the members there were rejecting the side of Bosiswe Mkhwebane as a Mpumalanga convener appointed by President Jacob Zuma. We know that a lot of people there in Mpumalanga, they were recognizing the side of Mary Phadi because Mary Phadi, when the MK party started, she was the appointed interim convener in Mpumalanga, right? But now when there was a restructuring and there were new leadership appointed, because they were now so used to Mary Phadi and her being the influence that she is there in Mpumalanga in terms of party organization and party leading, providing a good leadership for the people there, so that there were factions and people were fighting for their right to say that no, but you can't just remove her just like that. We will side with her and we will follow her, right? And this thing has been going on for quite a time now, and we're asking ourselves why the leadership is so quiet, saying things that are just getting out of hand. But we know that the MKP has deployed the deputy president, Judge Hlophe, which later Judge Hlophe had some controversies with Mary Phadi about some sexual harassment and so forth and so forth, and that did not seem to now come with the solution to resolve the issues there. That is why now President Jacob Zuma, in his capacity, the letter reads, as the commander-in-chief, appointed Advocate Bosiswe Mkhwebane as the convener of Mpumalanga. However, Since her appointment, she has faced ongoing challenges from parallel structures that have sought to undermine her mandate and disrupt the organization's operations. Recognizing the seriousness of the issue, the President deployed Deputy President Commander Dr. Mandla Sehlophe, who facilitated the appointment of the provincial detachment and the successfulness implementation of programs. We know how that ended. It did not end well because there was a breakdown between Mary Phadi and the Deputy President John Hlophe. So John Hlophe, as a result, failed to accomplish whatsoever that he was sent there to do in bringing both of these affected factions together. So now that's why it needed now the high command to intervene, especially to be direct and to deal with the unsatisfied members of the MK party in Mpumalanga. Following a thorough assessment, the party resolved to revoke the membership of Ms. Phadi due to her continued involvement in parallel structures and mobilization against the organization. Despite the decision, Ms. Phadi has persisted in leading factional activities, including the unauthorized use of party resources and constituency funds that rightfully belong to the MK party. This is what we called rebellion in its highest form. Disrespect in just the level form. Why? Because we know that the Mpumalanga MK party have been told one thing over and over repeatedly, so to say that to them, the convener appointed now because there was a configuration of structures to elect now permanent post. Now your convener is Busisiwe Mukwebane. They've been explained that over and over, and the reason being why that has been explained and is not just hitting home or making sense to others is because Mary Phadi, she was busy organizing unauthorized use of party resources, right? As if now she was still a leader, and constituency funds that rightfully belong to the MK party, right? And we know that there was a rally that she organized, right, event that was parallel to what Advocate Mkhwebane was doing on the other hand. So that just became a problem. In response to these challenges, President Zuma made the decision to personally intervene by visiting Mpumalanga to address the outstanding matters. The initial plan was to hold a structured meeting with this designated board detachment and select representative. However, due to linked information and mobilization of weak elements aiming to stage a public spectacle, the meeting had to be postponed to safeguard the integrity of the organization and prevent unnecessary disruption. That is when now the MK party decided to meet with only the leadership before meeting up with the people. So now Mary Phadi was addressed, and this is what they said to her. While the president did engage in discussion with Ms. Phadi, it must be emphasized that this meeting does not signify any reinstatement of her membership or validation of her actions. The ongoing circulation of pictures and misinformation on social media is nothing more than propaganda intended to create further divisions within the party. The status of Ms. Phadi membership remains unchanged. So Ms. Phadi is still expelled. Still, the party says that her membership was revoked. It was terminated. So she's no longer, according to leadership, the leader or the member of the MK party nationally. She's not the leader in Mpumalanga, and she's no longer a member of the MK party nationally. And it says that the MK party taken that decision and they are standing with that decision to say that this is what is happening. So the provincial detachment reassures all members and supporters of the MK party in Mpumalanga that the postponement meeting will be rescheduled with the new date to be announced in due cause. We remain committed to upholding discipline, unity, and the strategic objectives of the parties in service of our people. We urge all members to disregard misinformation and to remain loyal to the principles of the MKP as we continue to strengthen our structures in Mpumalanga, issued by a provincial detachment of Umkhonto we Sizwe Party in Mpumalanga. So now, it's very interesting because it says that after this meeting, there is still an official meeting that now the president will need to do with now the dissatisfied members of the MK party, right? So because they say that this did not happen because of some disruptions, some factionism. So the war was just worse. I think the MK party here, they did a better job in resolving this because, hey, we've been asking ourselves that this thing has been going for far too long, and when is the leadership intervening? When is the leadership going to resolve the crisis that is happening there in Mpumalanga? But it seems like JZ himself finally has taken the course to say that no, he will go there and resolve it. So what we want to see going forward is maybe some changes in Mpumalanga and the MK party on that side coming together. If it continues these factions, then we don't know what will happen next, right? So now they were just dealing with not the members but with the leadership, because they believe that the people who are responsible for these shenanigans is the leadership. Let us resolve the leadership and we'll see the members on the ground whether they will follow and respect the president and the constitution and what the leadership of the MK party has decided to acknowledge, to say that Mkhwebane, she is now the official convener of Umkhonto we Sizwe in Mpumalanga. Please don't forget you can support us and subscribing to this channel, and don't forget again you can leave your comment on the section below, and you can press the super thanks button until we meet on the next video, and I'm out.